Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day, night, whenever you're watching this. Today I am going to be doing a quick tutorial on how I made these two vintage style cookies. The first one I am doing is this really cute vintage Scarecrow. He's got a little pumpkin head, and the first thing I'm going to do is start by putting down some black on the openings in the pumpkin face and just spreading it out with my thingamajiggy spreader, just so it's kind of even. You can also do this with a paintbrush and a little bit of water with the color. The next thing will be to start outlining everything. I'm going to start with the black and doing those areas, so I'm going to start with the collar and then the band on the hat and get that all outlined. So now that it's dried for about 15 minutes, I'm going to go back in and start filling it in with more black royal icing. I'm going to start with the band of the hat and now move on to the collar. The collar has like a little bow knot right there on the center, so I'm going to fill that in too and then pray that it stays that way. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Next, I'm going to start filling in the yellow portions of the cutouts. This is going to be the light that's supposed to be coming from inside of the pumpkin. So everything is then filled in with my scribe tool. Like I said, you can use a toothpick. Both of these cutters, just so you know, are from Shey cutters, and I will have that in the description box down below as well. I really like those cutters. She has a huge line of vintage style cutters if that's something you are into. Now it's going to be time to outline the pumpkin head. So just go ahead and use a thick royal icing to outline, and then we'll come back after about 15 minutes and start filling that in as well. Don't worry about the huge lines, you know, the like indentations and everything on the pumpkin. We're going to draw those in with a pen after it dries. So now that we're filling it in, just go all around, get those edges. If you really want a nice puff look, try and go just slightly over that edge, and it'll give you a nice puffy icing look. Everything then gets smoothed out with a scribe tool or a toothpick. Next, it's time to start outlining the yellow straw parts of the hat. So I'm going to start with the top, and then we will go down and do the actual brim of the hat. I'm just trying to clean up that little edge right there along the head to make sure it sits right on top. Now it's time to fill it in with some thinner royal icing. It sat for about 15 minutes so that outline could dry. Now the very top of the hat is going to be filled in, and we're going in with the scribe tool to smooth everything out again. So for the collar and the bow and everything, I'm going to start by outlining the circular knot in the center and then making the little folds and pleats on the side of the bow. It's just a simple outline job, not a huge, very intricate outline. And now I'm going to take my edible marker and I'm going to just start making some dots, some dashes. If you really enjoy vintage Halloween decor like I do, if you take a look at it, there are all these extra lines and everything to try and give depth and definition and everything. So that's what we're doing with the hat to give this look of a kind of straw hat. So we're going to add some of that. Now we're going to work on the face as well, putting in those lines that I told you we would to give the indentions of the pumpkin. And just a bit more detail to the top of the hat as well. So I'm also going to add a little piece of hay that he's supposed to be chewing on and everything. So that's just a simple line with kind of a flared dot at the bottom. And now his collar needs just a few little polka dots, some nice polka dots. And now he's done. I think he turned out really well. So for the next one, I've already started by outlining it. This is just a really pale off-white outline. This is another vintage style Scarecrow cookie. I think it's more of like a paper doll look than the previous one. So I outlined it in that off-white color, and I'm going to go back in and fill it in with that same off-white color. Again, this cutter is from Shey Cutters. I think this design is a bit more simple than the previous one. Because it is kind of more of a simple doll style. We're going to give him a cute hat and some little patches and everything, and he's just going to be adorable. I also wanted to give this kind of a worn look, so I got my airbrush and just sprayed some brown on the outside of it, so it kind of looks like it's a little dirty, it's old, and it definitely gives it that Scarecrow feel. Yes, and so my camera didn't turn on for this, so I just added some eyes, a little triangle for a nose, and then a couple little patches. The eyes are white, the nose is kind of a dark red, one of the patches is orange, and the other is red. So he's going to get a little navy sweater, or not sweater, it's a little navy scarf, and I'm going to add the black dots for his eyes, and he's going to just have a cute little mouth. If you are enjoying this video, hit the subscribe button down below. And now I'm going to fill in his hat that we outlined when the camera did not turn on. But it's just going to be filled in simple with a brown. And everything's going to be smoothed out with a scribe tool. So now I'm going to be adding the little tails to the scarf in that navy blue. And now it is time to add a cute little sunflower to the top of his hat. I'm just putting some simple petals on with the yellow. I am not using a petal tip. As you can see, I'm just using a simple cutout pastry bag. And now I'm going to use some black on the little patches to make them look like they have threads coming off, and then that's how it's sewn on. I think I made them a little thick. I would have liked them thinner, but I think they turned out well. I'm going to put a few on his nose, like the nose is a little patch as well. So the last few things we're going to do is add a brown dot to the center of the sunflower and then draw in a few things with our edible marker. So I hope you enjoyed this vintage cookie tutorial today. If you did, hit the like button down below, subscribe, and I will see you next time with some more cookies, or maybe some cupcakes, or who knows. We'll see. But I'll see you next time. Bye!